Welcome to Beyond the Treatment with Lorraine Zuniga, your El Paso esthetician of 11 years. Hey guys, how are you? I miss you guys. I hope that you guys have missed me. I know that, well, I don't know. Honestly, I don't know how many of you actually watch the podcast, but we're going to go hard. There's 6 months till December, and let's see what I could do with it, okay? Obviously, you guys know that I run the business and other projects that I have personally, but that's never kept me from actually being present for the things that actually matter. Not that other projects don't matter, but my business. Or my clients. So what I really do want to talk about real quick is there has been many changes, as you already know. If you come and see me, we have moved locations and we are now over here on Rojas, where if you haven't come to see me, I would love to see you. So don't be a stranger. I need to see you in the treatment room, whether it is for a lash lift, body sculpting, or facials. Know that well, I'm here. I'm still here. There's a lot of changes, like I said, coming to LZST, which I'm very excited about. Everything's pretty much in my head or written down. It's all a process, but I do strongly believe that we can make something happen of it. So with that being said, I just want to say thank you to all my clients for still being here with me, being a part of this beautiful journey that, I get to do. I'm very lucky that I get to do what I love to do. Today, I really don't have a topic. I just kind of wanted to come on here and reintroduce the podcast to you guys. I don't want to make it very long either, because I would actually want for you guys to see through the podcast. I want you guys to be a part of this, right? And so if any of my fellow estheticians see this video or see these podcasts, please comment down below. What I'm really trying to do with the LZST podcast is obviously talk about topics within skincare, right? But I also want to bring in fellow estheticians, colleagues in the industry, estheticians that don't do the same thing that I do, which is like waxing, brow and lash artists, permanent tattoos, things like that. I would love to bring in fellow estheticians here in the El Paso area, and for us to connect, or even other or even other business owners that, inspire you, things like that. I would love to create that atmosphere for Beyond the Treatment, and so Beyond the Treatment room. And so I'm very excited. I'm very excited that, I'm going to get my head in the game. I went through a lot of changes, and, I finally feel like I'm getting a hold or the hang of it, a hold of my life. So with that being said, today is a very short topic, is losing clients. And one of the reason why I bring it up is because I have been in the industry for 10 years. And 11 already, but I have been in the industry for quite some time, and I'm very grateful that throughout that time, I still have clients that I've met back in the day. I'm very, very grateful. Just last time, one of my clients came in and we were kind of talking about how long it's been since she's come in and things like that. And we came to the conclusion, she's now going to be 29. And I met her when she was 19. Oh my God, shout out Miss Rebecca. I love her so, so very much. And you know what? It's a very special thing with clients, because you see them grow. I have a lot of clients who go through pregnancy journeys, which I love. I have a lot of clients that graduate, a lot of clients that change careers, clients that get married, clients that get divorced, clients that go through pregnancies that, sometimes they can't get pregnant and then they finally get pregnant. And all of that is such a beautiful journey to see. I absolutely love what I do. It is very gratifying. And I'm sure many of my fellow estheticians can relate to that. Now, it's also very sad because recently I had a client, and I already knew that her husband was ill and stuff. And unfortunately, it didn't end very well. So he ended up passing away. I have clients who have also lost pets, and as you know, I love pets, dogs especially, but I love my clients who I can connect with because of the love of animals. And so some of those clients that have lost their dogs, it's just so sad. Another thing is I have had clients who have moved away, like lifelong clients. They leave and then they come back to see me. And for that, I'm very, very grateful. They're like military people. So obviously we live in a military city, and that is very prominent for my client list. That you guys do to retain your clients and to keep coming them back. For me, obviously, relationship is very, very important. Building a relationship with your client is super, super important. And it's not, the best part for me is that I'm very genuine. I also believe that your vibe attracts your tribe. And so I always say, if that client is not for me, they will disappear from my roster, from my booking system. And something that's also very, very important is as much as I love my clients, we have to have very prominent boundaries, because at the end of the day, we are running a business. And so when it comes to cancellations, or when we have, and that goes for us too, because I have done last minute cancellations, and I'm actually very glad that my clients have, that they're open to that, and they usually would be like, oh no, that's okay. We don't mind that you cancel last minute, things like that. I try not to do it, because at the end of the day, it is a service that they are paying for, and obviously it's my job, so I do not want to cancel on them last minute. But I have had clients who cancel on me last minute. I'm going to be very honest. And I think that that's one of the reasons why I haven't progressed much in my business, is because my boundaries when it comes to my clients are very loose. I let things slide 1-2 times. The third time, 1 or 2 times I let them slide. But then it becomes a thing of like, oh, well, I could do it again. I could do it again. And that goes for anyone. I mean, not only like as your fellow esthetician or business owner, but industry where you provide services. I mean, your time is valuable, just the way my clients' time is valuable. We don't want to have any problems there when it comes to, wasting each other's time. And so that's one of the things that is very, very important for me. It is very unfortunate, because recently I did lose a client that I love and appreciate so much. And recently, as you know, I changed location, so a new location. And one of the things that I vouched for myself, that I said, I will honor you as a business owner and as a service provider, is for you to be strict with your boundaries. And I don't understand why I feel like I have to tell my client, enforce the boundary with my client, and then feel like they do not respect that. Do any of you estheticians feel like you're not respected, or like, what is it that you do to keep your boundaries set? Because, I could consider myself an amazing esthetician, but if I'm not enforcing policy, or if I'm not enforcing things here, or, people that try to cheat you out of money and things like that, if I'm not enforcing that as a business owner, then I'm failing as a business owner. Because being a business owner and an esthetician, your own employee, are very, very different. So at what point do we mark that boundary and then act like the business owner and then act like the employee? You know what I mean? So that's a line that I have a very difficult time with. But like I said, I did tell myself that I would honor myself, especially because in this location, obviously the change comes with new bills, more rent, things like that, that I need to survive. I pay myself. So what are we doing to be able to pay yourself as an employee? So that's one of the questions. that I have for my estheticians, and I'm open to suggestions if you want to let me know, or if you ever find yourself wanting to be a part of, if you want to sit down and have a conversation with me on camera for other estheticians or estheticians in the future who are, or service providers in general, who are wanting to start up their own business, etc. So, yeah, I just feel like it's very unfortunate that I have lost clients to that. The only thing that I can tell myself is maybe I wasn't respected enough as a business owner, as a provider, for them to respect my boundaries. Personally, if I go to someone and get their services, I'm going to respect their boundaries, especially because I know how it feels. So, I mean, I guess I could give you some leeway if you're my client and you have never experienced somebody wasting your time. And I know that sounds rough, but that is the truth. I come here, and one of the reasons why I'm very lenient is because I do not have children, and I don't have any major responsibilities where I need to make a set schedule, which probably I should. But I'm very lenient with my clients because I come and go as I please, right? However, the last time I had a client where I'm babysitting. My sister was working. My brother-in-law was working too. So I was babysitting my baby nephew because he's in summer vacation. And it was a Monday. Everybody worked. And I had to they said, okay, you're not gonna be able to take care of him tomorrow. That's fine. That's not your responsibility. Of course, they never make me take care of my nephew, right? I always offer. But I did have to tell them, hey, you know what? I work tomorrow, so you guys are gonna have to find a babysitter. And that's no problem. They were able to find the babysitter, but guess what? They have to take him early and then all this stuff. Well, 2 hours later, last minute cancellation, and it's there was a cancellation. Actually, I had 2 clients, and that day, those 2 clients last minute canceled on me. I understand things happen, but that is why we put policies in order where we still charge either a service fee, a cancellation fee, whatever, because imagine if I was a mom and I had to take my nephew, and I had to take my son or daughter to daycare because I had a full day of clients and then they all cancel last minute. Well, now I have my son or daughter in daycare and I'm at work with no clients. And, it's money lost in all reality, so that's why we do the things we do, guys. It's not because we hate you or want to take your money and things like that. It is also a livelihood for us. And I'm pretty sure I can speak for many estheticians. We love what we do, but at what point do we set those boundaries to have, the client service provider relationship, and that we can all get along and do things well, you know what I mean? Like work together pretty much. I used to have my books where I would actually ask for a deposit, but all that has changed recently. Ever since coming over here, I actually stopped asking for deposits, and now I only do cancellation fees. So if they don't show up last minute, I will go ahead and just charge a cancellation fee, or last minute cancellation, a no-show fee pretty much. I'm trying, because I love and appreciate my clients so much, I'm trying to do the easiest thing that would be for them. And that it would make them be like, hey, I want to book with her and I want to see her. Consequences of, you being charged for a service that wasn't provided, et cetera, et cetera. We all don't want to lose in a situation like that. I changed my policies to not charging my client a deposit, but I do ask for a card on file. And apparently that has also become too much for my client, for some people. I want my client to feel comfortable scheduling their appointment, and also for them to know that I'm not going to just charge their card if a service isn't provided. It is very clear, and it is on the policy that, given these circumstances, your card will be charged, but it's not like it just we just do it just because. Actually, we as estheticians, I don't know if this is just my prerogative, but I feel like it's something that we as estheticians don't want to do to you either. We don't want to charge you. We hate that. But sometimes, because again, this is our livelihood, we have to. Not long ago, I had a client that was a long time ago. I'm going to say maybe like 3 years. I had a client who kept scheduling herself. I'm very good with remembering my clients. Obviously, now that I'm getting a little bit older, it's getting a little bit more difficult. And obviously, I have more clients in my books. But I think this was like maybe 3 years ago. I had this one client who kept scheduling. And at that time, I was asking for a card on file as well. No deposit, no payment, nothing. It was only a card on file. So she would, my thing is, how do you have your card on file and not? So this is the story. Let me tell you. She kept scheduling herself, scheduled her once, didn't come in. I messaged her, no answer. Then I said, okay, well, that's fine. I didn't charge her anything because I tried and the card kept getting declined. And I was like, see, that's another risk that we run. But so I was like, okay, fine. She's not, I'm not going to charge her. So I said, you know what? I'm just going to get rid of this client. I'm not going to schedule her again. Of course, I forgot to block her. Later on, like maybe like 2 weeks later, she schedules again. And I'm like, this girl again? Like, I don't understand. So I said, okay, fine. We'll leave her. Obviously, she put her card information and she clicked yes to the policy. Then, I remember because she had already canceled on me once, I messaged her the day before and I was like, hey, just making sure that you will be coming into your appointment, blah, 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 blah. No answer. And I'm just like, oh my God, I kind of already knew what the hell, but also I cannot like not be here and then her show up. As a service provider, business owner, I do not want to do that. So she didn't show up. I know. And so I went to go ahead and charge the service. I charged the full service because it was a no-show. And at that time, my policy said no-shows will be charged full price. So it was a no-show. I charged the card. 2 days later, I have a message from Square, because that's what I use. And they're like, your client is fighting back the charge because she says that there was no service provided. And I'm like, what the hell? How? I just don't understand. Like, I think there's a thing going, like not going on, but there's an actual thing where like you want to bother people. So you actually like book yourself and waste the esthetician's time. I don't know if that was happening to me. I don't know. I do not know this client. I tried messaging her and I tried to say, hey, this and this and that. Never answered. I showed my bank or Square because they were disputing that charge. So I asked them, I showed them all my policies, everything that they signed and they clicked on. And even then they took the money from me. So unfortunately, that's how it is. It's something that we as business owners risk. And we just have to know how to maneuver around those difficult things and actions for me. Or if you have any suggestions for me, because even though I have been in the industry for so long, I am not an expert. For a long time, I've felt like syndrome. I have imposter syndrome. I think I've talked about this. But you know what? This is the year that it all changes because I'm done. I have been a business owner for about 7-8 years now. And it is crazy. It is crazy. Wait, 26? I started in 2025. Yeah, it's been 11 years. And then I worked as an esthetician for like 1 or 2 years. And then I opened up my own business. It was in 2007, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. No, there's no way. Okay, so 18. I started my business in 2018. Yes, ma'am. That's 2018. 8 years. I've been in business 8 years, and I still till this very day feel like such a imposter. I feel like to some extent I feel like I don't belong, and I feel like that's part of my ADHD. For a very long time, I've had untreated ADHD. I think I've made that abundantly clear to my clients, and I feel like a lot of my clients know that I am ADHD. But I am medicated now. I don't medicate myself all the time because, I don't feel like I need it. But anyways, besides the point. So yeah, those are some of the things that, coming into a new location, I've had to deal with. And I want you guys to help me maneuver around that. Or if you have any tips and tricks for me, this one's for my business owners or my estheticians. And how do you deal with stuff like that? Now, that's it for today. Obviously, we have many more topics for you and we have much more content for you. If you have any questions for me as your esthetician, please don't hesitate to call 915-329-4839. That is my personal number and I will always answer back unless I am busy or sleeping, okay? Or it's out of business hours. Even then I might answer. However, also note that you can visit www.lorraineskin.com and you can see all the services that I provide in case you have any questions. And I would be more than happy. You can also email lorrainesunigaskin@gmail.com if you think that you would want to come and be a part of the podcast. Obviously, right now we have a blank canvas, but that is something that we will be working on now that we have space to be able to have a guest and things like that. So I am super excited. We're starting a whole new journey. And now is the time, guys, because if not now, then when? We keep procrastinating, and that goes for anything. That goes for anything. Okay? I have been posting online for years now, and it's not because I've always wanted to be like some type of content creator or anything like that. I do it because I'm very open. I love to talk to people. I love to make conversation with this person, and I love to connect with my friends on Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, everywhere. Well, recently, I have moved my content from stories on IG to reels. And I got a message from somebody or a comment and they said, 0 likes, 0 vibes, 0 comments. Just give up already. And I was like, oh my God, like what? It was a little rude. And I was like, oh my God, that's kind of like, I don't know. It hit me. It does hit you because you're like, damn, like that's what you think of me. But it's not what people think of you. It's what you think of yourself. And do you think that you can do this? And do you believe in yourself? And I was like, what the hell? Like, don't come and tell me what I'm capable of doing or what I should be or should not be doing. Like, if you don't like content or if you don't like something, scroll past it. It's that easy. Anyways, to this story, I started doing reels now. So the content has been transferring over to my personal my personal Facebook. And then recently I saw that I am monetizing on Facebook. And I'm like, what the hell? This is crazy work. Because like, I never thought that that was even a possibility. Like, I didn't even know that Facebook paid. But you know what? We'll leave it like that. I'm grateful. I'm going to keep putting myself out there because that is just who I am. That is the person that I am. That is the person I love to be. And if you are part of that tribe with me, you are more than welcome to stay. You are more than welcome to give me suggestions. You are more than welcome to give me advice, whatever. I'm open to it. And I am very grateful. And I hope that one day you can come and sit here with me, either with a blank space or when it's already settled. But I would love to have you guys here. So like I said, for now, that's it. And I will see you guys in the next one. Bye.